Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky had an ominous message for Russians today, warning them that the war was coming to them after a drone strike in Moscow overnight.
But that was followed by an equally alarming response from a former Russian president who said his country would soon have no choice but to use nuclear weapons. Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer reports.
Frightened screams and fireballs, a familiar scene in Ukraine. But this is a drone strike in the heart of the Russian capital. The Kremlin claims 3 were downed over Moscow in the early hours, injuring at least 1 person. But it is the symbolism of this attack that is most significant, and President Zelensky was on hand to underline it.
Gradually, the war is returning to the territory of Russia, to its symbolic centres and military bases, and this is an inevitable, natural and absolutely fair process.
Attending the annual maritime parade in St. Petersburg today, President Putin made no mention of the drone attack in Moscow, no mention of his so-called special operation in Ukraine, only proudly promising 30 new ships. But the former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev wasn't biting his tongue, warning Russia could soon be forced to use nuclear weapons. Now the deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, he tweeted, "Just imagine that the NATO-supported offensive turned out successful and they took away part of our land. Then we would have to use the nuclear weapon. There would simply be no other way out."
I think Medvedev's response does chime in with quite a lot of opinion, certainly in the popular media in Russia. It's all state-controlled, but this is the sort of thing you hear on the Russian media. And it's sort of blood-curdling. And I think Putin allows that to happen because he wants to keep this sense of alarm in the West alive.
As usual, Kiev has not claimed responsibility for the overnight attack, but with unease spreading in Moscow's upper ranks, it's clear the message, like the drones, is hitting home. In London, Lisette Raymer, Newshub.